hear this sentence. Thousands of automated attacks are being launched against our digital world. So today, we're going to look at an AI guardian that's built to fight back in that exact same time frame. It's called Sentinel, and it's designed to defend our decentralized future completely on its own.
Right now, beneath the surface of everything we do online, there's this relentless, invisible war being fought. Literally every single second, automated bots are just hammering away at our decentralized networks, looking for any crack, any weakness they can possibly exploit.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll step onto the digital battlefield to really get why our networks are so vulnerable. Then, we'll introduce the hero of our story, Sentinel. We're going to dissect how it works, check out its blockchain audit trail that makes it totally accountable, and finally, imagine a future that's, well, self-defended. All right, so to really get the solution, we have to understand the problem first. So let's step onto this modern digital battlefield. You see, the very thing that makes decentralized networks so incredible, the fact that they're spread out everywhere, is also their biggest weakness. It's not like defending a single castle with one big door. Instead, you have thousands, maybe even millions of little doors. And for an attacker, that is a massive, massive opportunity. And this huge attack surface, it's not just some theory. It creates very real cracks in our digital armor. Let's dig into the 3 biggest vulnerabilities that our networks are facing right now.
Okay, first up is just basic node vulnerability. I want you to think of each node like a single soldier out on the battlefield. Without some kind of unified command or defense system, they're just out there. They're isolated, they're exposed, and they can be picked off one by these relentless attacks.
And then there's this silent killer, technical debt. You know, as our systems get older, all this old code and unpatched software just quietly piles up risks. It creates these hidden gaps in the armor that are just waiting for a smart attacker to come along and find them.
And finally, well, there's us, the human element. And the tough truth is that a person watching a screen just can't keep up anymore. These attacks happen in milliseconds, right? They're run by super smart bots. And a human team, it doesn't matter how good they are just too slow to fight back in real time.
So if humans are totally outmatched, what's the answer? Well, you have to fight automation with even better automation. And that brings us to the solution, this autonomous guardian called Sentinel.
And here it is. Sentinel is a self-governing AI agent. And I want to be really clear, this isn't just a tool for a person to use. The AI is the defender. It was built from the ground up to find and fix vulnerabilities all by itself, in real time with zero human help.
Now, at the very heart of Sentinel is this idea called high determinism logic. This is so important. It basically means Sentinel is built to be incredibly predictable. It doesn't have gut feelings, it doesn't get tired, it doesn't make those little errors that we humans do. It just follows its logic, perfectly, every single time. And to put a number on that predictability, Sentinel operates at what AI folks call a temperature of 0.1. Just think of it like a creativity dial. If you turn the temperature way up, the AI gives you all sorts of wild, creative answers. But when you turn it almost all the way down to something like 0.1, you get pure logical precision. Sentinel isn't here to write a poem, it's here to be a ruthlessly efficient protector.
So we know what it is, but how does this thing actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the anatomy of this protector.
The core idea here is something called a zero-coupling architecture. All that means is that each major part of the system works on its own independently. Think of it like a special ops team, right? You've got your scout, your comms expert, and your strategist. They're all masters of their own job, but they work together perfectly. This whole setup makes the system way more reliable and a whole lot easier to check up on.
So here are the members of that team. First, you've got the Rust core. That's the brain. It's the logic engine making all the cold, hard decisions. Then, there's the TypeScript sidecar. That's the nervous system. It's a super fast communication bridge. And finally, you have the subgraphs. They act as the intelligence network, constantly gathering data from all over the decentralized world.
And here's the whole picture. The Sentinel AI is right there in the middle, basically acting like the conductor of an orchestra. It's pulling in threat data from its intelligence network and the community feed, it's constantly checking the health of the entire node network, and it's deploying real-time patches. And all while it's doing this, it's logging every single move to the blockchain.
Now, that logging part is absolutely key. I mean, defense without any accountability is just chaos. And this is where Sentinel uses the blockchain to create a permanent, unchangeable record of everything it does.
See, this is about more than just defense. It's about proof.
Every single thing Sentinel does gets hashed and locked on-chain forever. And it uses this really smart two-chain system. Base acts as the main ledger for hardcore evidence, while Polygon provides a super fast, cheap way to verify everything. What you get is a completely tamper-proof log. No one, not now, not ever, can go back and change the story of what happened.
So, what does this all add up to? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture this creates. A future that is truly self-defended, one that's powered by collective intelligence.
And this is where it gets really powerful. By using the graph, which is a data indexing protocol, Sentinel creates this kind of hive mind, a shared intelligence. So when one node gets attacked, the data from that attack is instantly shared with the entire network. An attack on one literally makes all the others stronger. The whole system learns together, in real time.
So when you boil it all down, the impact is huge. You get autonomous, instant protection for every single node. You get this incredible network-wide intelligence from all that shared data, creating a security layer that's driven by the community itself. And what that really gives you is total autonomy, a system that can actually govern and defend itself. That's the real promise of decentralization, delivered.
And all of this leaves us with a fascinating and maybe even a little unsettling question to chew on. As our digital worlds get more and more complex, and the threats just get faster, what happens when our guardians no longer need us to stand watch at all?